And tell you here on the show, don't we, about how not to believe things in the mainstream media, particularly regarding our wonderful British monarchy. And when you think about it, it's very hard at times because some of the stories you kind of think, wow, really, is this truly happening? Well, this story today will brighten your heart, of course, I hope at least, because it just proves how popular the British monarchy have now become since the coronation, and the interest in not just their history, but of course just normal day-to-day things. It makes young people at least finally want to take a look at some of the history that so many people are simply trying to wipe out. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. What a lovely day, eh? Yes, the Houses of Parliament are behind me. You know, the House of Commons, whatever you want to call it. Can you imagine living in there? I think I mentioned it before. You know, the Speaker of the House actually lives in there. Be a bit nerve-wracking at night, though, wouldn't it? All the ghosts and all that sort of stuff. I know. I don't know if I'd be brave enough, you know. No, I know, but you do. You kind of think, well, all of those people, all those hundreds of years that have walked through those corridors, frightening to say the least, isn't it? Now, apparently, one person who wasn't frightened on the big day, that is Coronation Day, only a couple of weeks past now, when you think about it, was this lady, Penny Mordaunt, MP. Made it big to become the British Prime Minister last year. Not very successful, but, you know, still young, still vibrant, and still out there. Very much so a part also, I might point out, with the King and the Queen at the time of the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. If you look at the footage there, she was very, had an important role in that particular outcome. So incredible. But this time around, she was carrying the ceremonial sword of state. That's right. If you recall, she stood there looking resplendent, I thought, with a lot of stamina, because of course the sword is not that easy to hold. And a lot of people were kind of stunned because they said, you know, how did she get that role? Well, it's all about the lineage basically, and who is in which role within government. She's in that particular role, so it was assigned to her. If she had not have won that particular seat or been given that role in the recent reshuffle, that would have gone to this MP, Jacob Rees-Mogg. That's right. That's how the cookie crumbles in the world of politics. But what we can tell you, the good news is simply this. Lots and lots of people are now flocking to historic royal palaces like the Tower of London to view this particular sword, the ceremonial sword of state. And it really is good news when you think about it, because apparently, according to them, there are even more and more younger people wanting to take a look and learn the history. And that's so nice, isn't it, when you think about it? Because we saw it, billions saw it around the world. And you must have thought, well, what was that about? What does it actually mean? Why is she standing there? Well, a full story is explained. And as I say, you can get to see the sword up close and personal. The history is truly fascinating. And let's not forget that Penny herself said that she managed to stay standing so long, so still, all thanks to comfortable inner soles and painkillers. You see, it takes the stamina of a real woman to be able to take on a role like that. And Penny, we're genuinely thankful that you took it on. If you are in London and, as I say, you want to look at some of these splendid things that are on display, do check out some of the museums. Many are free, and also they do a lot of discounts at these places. And as I often say, I'm not aligned, I'm not making money, you know, they're not paying me for this. I like to share these things with you because I do know that you want to know the history behind them. And sometimes it's good to get up close and personal, isn't it? And see them literally in the flesh. Neil Sean, Parliament Square, London.